Hey there folks, and welcome back for another shaving video. And today we're going to spotlight the WSP Formula T True Lavender. I gotta tell you, if you like lavender, great scent on this soap. I'd call it about a 4.5 to 5, right there in the mid-level. Of course, dogs are playing on the floor. Very nice. There's a look at the soap. It is about me. It's soft, not quite medium in its consistency, I should say. Let's wet our Shave Max synthetic brush here and get our load on while we're talking. So today is Friday. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. It's been a long week, especially here because it's been raining every day for what seems like 3 weeks. And yesterday I think was the first day it hasn't rained for a while, and even on days where there was a little bit of sunshine, the rain would come right back out. So it's been hard. Show you a little lathering there. Some people have asked for that, or loading, I should say. It's been hard to catch a break in terms of sunshine. And I cut my grass yesterday because first chance you get, if you have any opening, you got to cut it, because otherwise you won't get a chance the way it's been raining. All right. Let's wet the face and get going. Stand by. All right, so let's see how we do today with the WSP True Lavender. Like I said, it is a nice lavender scent, nice and spicy, which I like in the lavenders, and WSP makes a fine soap. Sorry about that, one of the dogs wanted out. Anyway, WSP makes a fine soap, in my estimation. Absolutely no reason not to check it out. Good performer, decently priced, and good scents on the balance, I think. Lather a little thicker than I probably need to, but that's all right. We got a razor that can deal with that. Nice. Smells nice. Again, not quite medium, I would call it. About 4.5. So lightly fragranced, but sort of getting close to that medium level, sort of the way I would call the scent strength. And you know, the lavender is actually quite nice. Now we're going to use the ABC razor that was made by Gillette in the early 1900s or so. This is a great razor. I really like it. It was sent to me by Don the Navy Goat. Thanks again, Don. Hope you are doing well. Haven't had as much time to catch up with people lately. Busy at work, and of course doing the IMCDB videos. And if you're not familiar with that, you can check those out at imcdb.com. Just be warned, you need a sense of humor and sort of a light heart, because while the subject material, much of it is serious, it's delivered in sort of a light way. And while I'm bringing home, I think, some very legitimate points, I do it in my own way, which is really, admittedly, not everybody likes my style of delivery, which is, of course, repetition, and that's just the way I was trained, and it's the way I learn best when I hear things multiple times, and I sort of use that same mechanism. So, had a guy yesterday say, I'm getting bored with the videos. I'm like, sorry, don't watch. It's not that big a deal. All right, let's rinse the face, come back for pass 2. Anyhow, if you want to watch things that are about life and so on, my point of view, and it's a little salty at times, go on over and check that out. That's what I've been doing recently. Nice. First pass was very nice, by the way. One thing about these videos, whether they be shaving or, you know, regard, it's all optional. Nobody has to watch them. So I don't watch someone's videos and then go, this is boring. I just don't watch if I if it doesn't interest me. But that's just my take. Because a lot of people don't like to watch people shaving, and I get that. And people certainly, a lot of folks probably don't want to hear some hillbilly giving his views on life. That's okay. It's not a problem. I'm not the least bit offended by that. Because we all have different views and different things we like, and that's sort of a theme for me on that channel. Is it's okay not to like things and be different and all the rest of it. Nothing wrong with that. Anyhow, let's get back to shaving, which is what we're talking about on this channel. I really like this razor. It is mild, but it's pretty doggone efficient. I don't know why this is my favorite. This was made for Gillette, and this is my favorite of the open comb Gillette type razors. Not only because it's old and beautifully designed, it just shaves well for me. One of my favorite shavers, to be honest with you. And to think this was made, you know, I can't recall whether it's 1909 or it was some point in the early 1900s. I can't remember exactly. But to think that they had it right back then, and look where we've gone today. Not with manufacturers who are making safety razors, but with all the multi-blade devices. And I got to tell you, back when I was using, it's been a long time ago now, but back when I was using, you know, the Gillette, I don't know, the last one I used was maybe, I want to say Fusion, but I'm not sure. Back when I was using those, let me finish this pass and we'll pick back up on the Gillette conversation on pass 3. Stay tuned. All right, and I don't recall how many blades, you know, the Fusion have, whether it was 3 or 4 or 5. I don't know what they're up to these days. But anyhow, back in those days, the blades are so doggone expensive that I found myself stretching, you know, and you could normally only get about a week, maybe a week of decent shaves out of a blade, and then it really started to drastically degrade in terms of performance. And also, you know, using the edge gel. Did anybody ever put a great lather on their face when we were using, you know, edge gel? Or I know with the foams, you know, you could lather up fairly heavy, but I gotta tell you, with the edge gel, I would, you know, sort of slap it on and it would be thin and not at all effective. And so it didn't make for a great shaving experience, and that drove me eventually to Braun electric razors, and which are, if you get a decent one, pretty expensive. But the problem with those, for me, maybe some people can get a good close shave out of them, but you know, after you get used to it, it's certainly painless. But man, they don't shave very close. You know, you can shave, and you're lucky to get DFS with one of those. At least I was. And no matter what you do, you can use that crap that you put on your face prior to the shave, you know, make the whiskers more stiff and all. The whiskers are already stiff. You don't really, you know. But anyhow, it's just not a close shave, or was not a close shave. And while the device was very convenient and handy and all the rest of it, it just didn't produce nearly the type of shave that using a blade does. So, or, you know, this type of blade. And so, you know, I stumbled into wet shaving after, you know, using Braun for a couple of years, I wanted to say. It is convenient, like I said, because you could just grab that razor and go anywhere. But the shave is just, for me, like I said, not even DFS. Just, you just get right down to the surface, and like an hour later, you can start feeling stubble, you know, or sometimes even after you shave. So just not a good shaver. Maybe they've improved. I don't know. It's been some time back, but I'm not a big fan. And I'm certainly not a big fan of paying you know, $20 or more for, you know, 5 blades or 4 blades or whatever it was, the fusion stuff. And of course, since then they've come out with the you know, stuff with the advanced roller ball or flex ball, and it's like, with all this technology, like I said again, you know, this razor pretty much goes over the contours. All that flexing, and even the one blade has it. I just don't have any use for it. It's just me personally. All right, that was a great third pass. Stay tuned for the post. All right, so that was a nice shave. The soap, which was WSP Formula T True Lavender, it works really, really well. Let's get on with our Thayers, which is magic, as you know, because it's made by witches. Get some of that Thayers going. Oh, nice. Love the stuff. Love it. And then we will, just in a second, get into our aftershave today, which is a classic Floyd Black. I love this stuff. It's got such a great scent. It does hang around a little. It's wonderful stuff, in my opinion. Why did I pick it today? I just wanted to use it. It's great. Doesn't have a restrictor. That's probably the only flaw in the bottle. But man, what a great scent. And no, I can't describe it. It's a little citrusy. It's just good. To me, it's a must-buy if you're into aftershaves. This one. I don't care for the blue or the orange one. I can't remember what it's called. But this one actually hangs around. I find the blue and the orange one that are in the bigger bottles, good aftershaves, feel great. They don't hang around, in my view, or at least not for me enough to really justify it. I had 2 great big bottles. I ended up selling them. All right, as for the rest of the rundown of today's shave, the Gillette, or I should say ABC razor for Gillette. Great, wonderful shaver. If you can get your hands on one, check it out. It's a very nice shaver. Thank you, Don, once again for that. Of course, we mentioned the WSP Formula T. Good stuff. And everybody asks, how's the Formula T compared to the other, I think, rustic line? I can't tell any difference. I'd have to use them side by side. They're both very good, so choose whichever one you prefer. And our Shave Mac synthetic, beautiful brush, and it did a great job today. And last but not least, sorry to reach over you, Floyd. Great stuff. I love that. All right, guys, thanks as always for watching. I hope you enjoy your Friday and have a blessed Friday. Remember, until next time, keep them up, keep them open, and follow the money to get to the truth.